Keane aims to address the racialization of France by examining the experience of Muslim girls. She makes the point that indicators of race, as we know, may have nothing to do with race, but rather be highlights of ethnic and national origins. And still the fact of what someone actually is means much less. What holds the most value is this common culture. You are what society perceives you to be, and if that perception violates the unitary system in place, then it's not acceptable. The open expression of one's religion, such as wearing a headscarf, becomes associated with a specific group, a group that challenges French views, a group that becomes a so-called enemy, the Muslim group, then finally the misinterpreted group of extreme Islamists. France desires a nation where there is a single identity. The idea goes back to colonialism, when national identity became important due to the creation of a single nation-state. Today, this is the cause of perpetualization of race through culture, religious, and ethnic origins rather than race itself. The line that stood out the most to me states, individuals or groups are objectively defined not only by what they are, but what they are reputed to be, being perceived. This line holds relevance anywhere you go. In the United States, if you're perceived to be white, then you are privileged. If you're perceived to be anything else, then you are poor, uneducated, and socially disadvantaged. In France, if you wear a headscarf or of a darker complexion, you are assumed to be either Muslim or living in outer parts of the city where poverty is common. This directly challenges French Unitarian views of society and puts those Muslims at a disadvantage in every aspect of their lives, unleveling this playing field. My question lies in the irony of the idea of a common culture. How could a place full of ethnic, cultural, and religious diversity cling to a single impression of French culture or identity? I would answer this pessimistically, saying that in ignoring the fact that expression of one's belief, customs, or culture is inevitable, France creates a two-pronged problem for themselves. They push a common identity which falsely promotes equality, while simultaneously pointing out who exactly is unequal, furthering the effects of a divided nation where nationality becomes superimposed on the citizens. Reading the article made me think more than anything else. I wonder how we identify the idea of culture. Is it monolithic or multifaceted? Most of us would agree that culture in any place is ever-changing, but to what extent does that change, or the lack thereof, hinder progress to minority groups? I do not have the answer to this question, but maybe someone else does.